Before I start this, also I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well. Shalom to the 144,000 men that's push to get believing this word in all truth, sincerity, or sacrifice their lives and wills to do so. Shalom to the men, women, and children that's tuning in and listening. And shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad on all four corners of the earth. The Heavenly Father, name is Yahweh. His only begotten Son, name is Yahweh Shai. The Lord wanted this video is edifying, quick, and straight to the point. This video would be entitled The Tyler the Squeeze. This video right here, I was meditating on it and whatnot because things are, you see in this economy, things are starting to fail, right? You see Trump about to cut off Section 8 for these women. That's another thing. It's a very hard financial time right now, considering what's all going on. You got Trump passing bills of Insurrection Act. It's a shortage of money, tariffs and whatnot. Things are going on, and if you're not watching, then you're gonna get caught unawares. But financially, things. This video going to be more on the financial aspect of things, but a lot of people ain't ready for what's about to come, and it's going to be a tight squeeze. These people ain't ready to hear and deal with the simple fact like, oh yeah, we possibly going to lose our jobs. Amazon been laying people off, all of that. You've been hearing it a lot, but this is a lot worse than how it was a year or two ago. You wasn't having tariff wars and whatnot going on. So, ultimately, you could tell that this place, Babylon, is falling because of the things that it's going through within its own economy. But I'm going to go ahead and get in these scriptures. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. And I'll start at verse 3. In that day, when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. That's pretty much it. But yeah, this is describing what's going on in Babylon the Great. The music is terrible, the economy is terrible, things ain't what it used to be. Back in 1990 or whatever. Brothers always say things was a lot cheaper, but it was harder, but it was cheaper. Financially, the way things have skyrocketed financially is crazy. Housing is through the roof. You better off renting a house or an apartment or something like. You don't even want to own anything now because the market is terrible. The stock market just crashed not too long ago. It crashed again. So you got all these things that's going on, and these people and Jake just think, oh, we just trying to get this bag. It don't matter how much you get. You always is going to be at a disadvantage dealing with Babylon, and not just dealing with Babylon, trusting in Babylon. And ultimately, people are losing these jobs. As it says, the grinding cease because they are few. A lot of people getting laid off. A lot of people getting fired. And they're not even just getting fired. It's not even so that they're getting fired. It's more so the simple fact that you saw Edom pushing out. Well, for one, you got to realize in the construction industry, they deported a lot of Northern Kingdom, a lot of so-called illegal immigrants, which they was here before Edomites even got here anyway. But Esau Edom is deported a lot of Northern Kingdom, back into Mexico or whatever, where they came from, and then you got people that's at the jobs, they're overwhelmed because of the amount of work they got. They're not even just that, these companies laying off people because they can't pay everybody. So that means they got to do budget cuts. That means they got to lay people off or just fire them, and people are losing jobs. You got to think, unemployment money could do so much, and we ain't getting stimulus no more. So that's what's about to happen. We're witnessing the downfall of the kingdom, and it always start inside before it comes outside. You got people going against their own government, things like that. So now I'm going to jump to Revelation chapter 6 real quick. This video ain't gonna be long. I'm just flowing in the spirit with this video. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse. Let me see. I'll start at verse 3. Verse 4. Verse 4. I'll start at verse 2. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he sat on him and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering to conquer. And this white horse is Yahweh Shai. When he come back, he's going to be in that horse is a chariot, and he's that man that's on that horse, delivering the elect, destroying the heathen, Yahweh Shai is, what's that called? Is it hostile takeover, though? Is that the term for it? Hostile takeover. Conquering to conquer. Yahweh Shai is not coming back to sit on I'm just going to prophesy. I ain't going to come back and fight. No, he already done that. He already did all the talking when he came back 2,000 years ago. So now he's just putting belt to ass. And that goes for Jake. That goes for heathen. That goes for anybody that's not with the Heavenly Father and his Son. And when in verse 3, when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red. And it sounds familiar, don't it? And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should not kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And this red horse is Esau Edom. Esau Edom has been allowed to take peace from the earth. He's destroying the earth. He's making the inhabitants of these cities, and not just the heathens are tired of him. Jake too. Israelites are tired of Esau Edom too. Jake getting tired of seeing they own getting shot down in the street, getting trodden down in the street, getting okay, now granted, obviously that's always been a thing, but within these recent, I say last 10 to 15-ish years, Jake getting tired of seeing their kids get slaughtered in the street by the police. We just had not an incident. We just had an example of that. A policeman shot, Edomite police officer shot and killed a teenage Jake, and his father found a trial was figured out, found out what happened, and ultimately he basically killed him without a good reason. And the father found out, and the next day, I remembered the video. I forgot where I seen it though, but he said, "Yeah, okay, bet." He said, "Bet, all right. Since y'all did that to me, I'm gonna do that to you." He ran over another police officer. Wasn't thinking about it, none of that. And now he's in jail for that. Jake tired of seeing that shit. Jake tired of being oppressed. And that is crazy because Jake tired of being oppressed, but at the same time they like being oppressed. And it's kind of crazy. It's Stockholm syndrome to the max. But Jake is tired of seeing their own oppressed. So we coming into times where Jake is tired of Esau, but at the same time they're gonna fold, because when Esau fulfilled Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12, Jake gonna fold. In verse 5, and when he opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see, and behold, and beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, measure of a wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. And ultimately, we seeing, that black horse, that's slavery and dead as well. But, we seeing the downfall of this kingdom. America got a thick, high level of debt. And these other nations are tired of America getting off on them when it comes to that money. And not just that, these countries are forming their own currencies now. A lot of countries have dropped the U.S. dollar. They tired of seeing this beast win and have victory over them and getting off with them, so they go into Russia. They tired of aligning themselves with the America, aka Babylon the Great, and not getting much out of it. So, and then verse 6. This is talking about inflation. Because you got to think, if the U.S. have debt, how much more so that trouble that put on the people? You know, the U.S. taxes ain't to help us. It's to help other countries to cover their debt. That's what the taxes are for. That ain't to help the roads. That ain't to help the people, the so-called American citizen. That is to help pay for the fuck-ups that the government, your U.S. federal government, not just the federal government agencies, but all around, to pay off debts that the Americans have caused other countries to be in. America's debt is extremely high. And if you got to realize, if America's debt high, how much more so of a struggle that will be on the people. That's going to be a very, very... It did not even that. You got to think, you getting taxed so much out your damn check. $400-500 at least out of your check. And it's crazy because Americans need 90% of Americans. Actually, I won't say 90. I'll say 80% of Americans cannot prepare themselves for a rainy day. If it's okay, for example, right? Let's say you get fired from a job. Most Americans cannot survive a week or two without working. They cannot, and it's hard. And I don't blame them. You got inflation's out the roof. It's crazy because you got inflation going on, but at the same time, your food is not good. It's polluted. It's nasty. It's defiled. It's funny because you got pollution going on. You got the food's bad. You got hyperinflation. You got the people causing uproars and rumors of wars, race riots, men against women. It's a whole multitude of things going on. So when this shit really goes south and hit the fan, which is fastly approaching, these people are gonna lose their shit. Women treating men like they ain't shit, all of that. You got all of these things that's building up and brewing. So when the Lord finally let all that shit go, it's gonna be a problem out here. That's why you got 2 Ezra 15 and 2 Ezra 16. That's why you got Matthew 24. That goes into that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab this last script and then I'm going to close out. So I'm going to jump to Isaiah chapter, let me see. So this is Isaiah chapter 32. And I start at verse 10. I'll start at verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. And yeah, I grabbed this because if men got to deal with it, women do too. Children got to deal with it too. It was just a shortage of Similac. Was that like 2-3 years ago? Maybe I forgot exactly when. But it's shortage of food. It's shortage of needs and stuff like that. When the pandemic happened, you had a shortage of toilet paper and hand sanitizer, which is fucking crazy. But America's crazy. But you had a shortage of everyday needs. Like soap, okay, you need soap to wash yourself or wash your hands, whatever, right? But there's a shortage of everyday needs, and then the everyday needs are going up. People are going to be fighting, and not even, this before it even gets to fighting. Hyperinflation is going to be so bad to where bread's going to cost more than fucking $3, $4, $5. This shit going to cost $100 or more because of how hungry and desperate people are. These people, Esau Edom is making it to where these people are going to be desperate. So that's why you're going to usher in the NWO. Here, you can take this and you can eat. And you can get a freaking double quarter pounder with some bacon and lettuce on it. And Jake going to fall for that shit. A lot of people going to fall for that. But this is back in verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. And yeah, these women are at ease. These women have been living carelessly and not just carelessly, but these women have been living luxury based on government assistance and them off of the man that they not even with, that they're cheating on, and that they doing dirty. These women gonna feel it too. If the man gonna be going through it, women gonna go through it a lot more. Women already ain't mentally stable and sane in the first place. And you also see when the strongest of the group goes, everybody else fall. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. And yeah, a lot of women ain't hearing, a lot of women ain't listening. So therefore, women gonna have to be shown the example. Since y'all want to act like that and like y'all don't need a man, okay, this is going to happen. More days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail and the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. And yeah, this repeats a few times in the scriptures, not just in Isaiah, I'm pretty sure. Be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. And yeah, ultimately, when things go south, when shit really hit the fan, where there's no jobs, jobs shut down, military DMVs everywhere, women ain't gonna be able to get their monthly cycle supplies. Women ain't gonna be able to get their hair done, nails done, all of that. They're not gonna be able to look pretty. You looking pretty ain't gonna help. Women have been living carelessly because they let their looks determine everything that they get. Oh, if I make my body a certain way, I have a nigga pay for me. Like, shit like that. That shit ain't gonna work. These women are gonna get ravished out here because of how they've been acting. Not just how they've been acting, how they look. You don't think men ain't watching y'all? There's some there's some beyond thirsty individuals out there waiting on it, praying on it, waiting for shit to go bad to, hey, you said I couldn't get none, and they gonna come knocking at your door, chase you down. And just like it was in the book of Eli, we've had too many examples of this. Women are gonna feel the crunch as well as men. They're gonna bug out more than men. Women gonna say, fuck it, I'm gonna leave and go out in the world and get done up the worst way. That's why you need a man of the Lord. That's why it says the wisdom and knowledge shall be that stability of that times. And yeah, that the man of the Lord is going to have that hedge about them and around them. So ultimately, that's what's about to happen. The tighter the squeeze, the more and more these people going to act crazy, and the more and more these demons going to turn up to as well. But you're going to see the financial squeeze on these people is not looking good. It ain't been looking good for a while, but it really ain't looking good. So ultimately, that's what we're about to witness. We're about to witness a complete bringing down of a society, and these people are going to lose their shit. But yeah, that's all I got right now. I'll just flood in the spirit with this. Lord willing, this video is edifying. Before I close, I'd like to give our praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, or Kakodash, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. And on to the next one. Shalom.